Today in this webinar, we're going to be discussing Generac Home Standby Generators. Over the course of this discussion, we're going to talk about what are home standby generators and how they differ from a portable. We'll also cover what a typical installation looks like, the cost you can expect to invest, and how to determine the right size, as well as information about ongoing maintenance to make sure the system continues to run smoothly throughout the years. But first, let's talk about why they're becoming so popular. So we've seen an increase in power outages, not just in Tennessee, but across the US the last 20 years. Weather-related outages have doubled since the early 2000s. In Tennessee, for example, outage durations have increased significantly over the past decade, with residents experiencing outages lasting up to 14 hours. This trend underscores the growing need for dependable backup power in this area. We've seen a 400% increase in power outage time from 2013 to 2023 just in Tennessee. Next, let's talk about what is a home standby generator. So think of it, you lose power and what happens next? So with that, if you have a fully installed Generac Home Standby Generator, when you lose power, it's automatically going to kick on and restore power back to your house in only 15 seconds. So you don't have to do anything. If you're watching TV, power goes out, count 15, power's back on. So how does it work? That's another great question we get asked a lot. So there's a few major components to a full Generac Home Standby Generator installation. The major ones are the fuel source, the generator itself, a transfer switch, and the final connections to make sure they're all connected together. So the two main fuel sources for most standby generators that we install are either going to be natural gas or propane. The generator takes it in just like a car does and converts it to electricity. Next, you're going to need the generator itself, which produces the power, and then the transfer switch is what allows power to come in from the generator and back into your house. And here we have the final connections of electrical and fuel. I'll highlight those for you here. Those tie in, one going to the electrical goes to the transfer switch, and the fuel goes to either the propane tank or natural gas. So what's the difference between a portable and a standby? So think of a portable, think of a standby first, we already kind of discussed that. You don't do anything, you just wait for it to kick back on. A portable is something where, hey, I don't want to back up the whole house, let's say. I just want to back up a few circuits. So when you lose power, you'd probably go out to your garage, pull it out of the garage, crank it up, or put some gas in it first, crank it up, connect it to those outlets that you need backed up. And then you have power to them. And then whenever the power outage is over, you go back out there, unplug everything, turn the generator off, put it away. With a standby, you don't do any of that. And when the power outage is over, it just goes back to standby mode, waiting for the next outage. So what does generator installation look like? So there's usually a team of 3 to 4 guys from our company that'll install it in about a day. But there's several steps to ensure your generator operates safely and effectively. This includes setting a stable platform for it, securing the generator, installing the transfer switch, connecting the fuel source and electrical lines, which we talked about earlier, and conducting a test to make sure everything runs smoothly, as well as educate the homeowner on their new equipment and how it works. So we do the startup test with every homeowner after we install to make sure they're comfortable with it. And the main thing is we simulate a power outage. So once we install everything, educate the homeowner, we'll kill power to the house to make sure that generator kicks on like it's supposed to. And once that's good to go, you got a fully installed home standby generator. So the investment for a comprehensive standby generator installation typically ranges, if you were to pay up front, from $14,000 to $16,500. These are for most normal homes that need an air-cooled generator. And again, I want to stress this is a comprehensive installation. A lot of people will have an electrician do one portion of it. They'll have a plumber do another portion of it. They'll do a portion of it. This is a turnkey approach that's basically has a guaranteed outcome and is code compliant. So obviously you got the generator itself, platform for it, electrical wiring, gas piping, We always put a 4G monitor on our generators to make sure that if there is an issue, it notifies us and we can correct it before you actually need the generator. We like to find out beforehand if there's a problem, not during a power outage. The next tool there is a HVAC management module. This tool is used on your HVACs so that they don't kick on at the same time and overload the generator. They self-modulate. The next tool there is a surge protection device. Some areas now require them to be electrical code compliant, but a lot of people are just wanting to add that as a secondary precaution from power surges from the road. And then obviously we're going to include permitting and license installation. So for most homes, think 2,000 to 5,000 square foot, whether natural gas or propane. It's usually between 14,000 and 16,500. If they pay up front, like, hey, I just want to take this care of, I just want to pay for it the day of the install. We do a lot of people that choose monthly payment options. Our financing would start around $175 a month. And but we have about 7 different plans. A lot of people choose a 0% 18-month plan that we have. And we're more than happy to go through each plan if anybody has any questions about that. So what size generator do you need? Determining the right generator size involves a detailed assessment of your home square footage, the electrical load of your appliances, and your fuel source. Load management modules, which we just talked about, are included to regulate high demand appliances like HVAC, preventing them from overloading the generator when they kick on at the same time. Our process is when we do an in-home consultation for free after we talk with customers on the phone. That's when we'll do an exact load calculation. We'll look at all your appliances and your electrical panel and calculate for you, and it'll spit out what size generator you need. Obviously, you have the freedom to get a little overkill if you want to. We recommend it in some instances, especially if you're wanting to add stuff or think about adding electrical load to your house down the road. What maintenance is needed? So we recommend an annual maintenance. Most generators are just going to need one time a year maintenance. If you have an extended outage and have excessive run times, we might reach out to you and say, hey, let's go ahead and do a maintenance. You're hitting a certain hour mark. We want to make sure that we get the oil changed and continue to make sure it's running appropriately. But here on the left is a list of everything that's included in the annual maintenance. All right, if you still have questions, I covered a bit of questions in there, but everyone has a specific home and they want to talk specifics about what a standby generator looks like installed at their home. Please go on our website and schedule a phone consultation. That's where you'll either talk with myself or one of our other generator experts, and we can sit down and have a 15 to 30 minute conversation about what your needs are, what type of generator you think you're needing, placement, and give you some ballpark numbers. And ultimately, if you're like, hey, this sounds like a plan, we can move forward to the next step, which actually did an on-site visit with you and getting you specific information about what size generator you need, the total investment price, and next steps. So if you want to learn more, visit mckaysouthern.com or give us a call, and we'd love to be a resource for you.